What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NFL trade prediction video on Cooper Kupp. I believe the Rams will trade him to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by the NFL trade deadline. Let's get into it, guys. So, this video will be kind of split apart in two segments. First segment being why the Bucs. I also named some alternative teams I like a lot. But the second segment, kind of being a little Debbie Downer, I'm going to tell you why I'm not so hyped about Cooper Kupp being moved to any team, especially him being moved for a second round pick. So let's get into it, guys. So the Bucs make sense for a trillion of reasons. The main couple ones, obviously we saw what happened with Chris Godwin last night. That slot receiver for the Buccaneers makes so much sense in the world. You trade him for another slot guy. Both guys can do it all, but mainly you would love those guys in the slot position. Chris Godwin on the last year of his deal anyways. He probably could have walked. He probably would have walked once free agency hit in the offseason. So might as well go on and bring in Kupp, who is a slight upgrade in my opinion. Godwin is no slouch. I know people are gonna be like, oh, he's super great, which he is. Kupp is great, but Godwin wasn't a slouch either, and he's a Buccaneer great. But you're gonna have control over Kupp for the next couple of years, so that makes sense on that end. Then you have what I like to call past connections. And you follow my channel or seen some of my older videos about, especially my prediction videos, I use past connections. I like to link current guys or guys who will be in the trade mix or free agency mix to new teams that have past connections, guys, players, or coaches they have played with in the past or played for in the past. And there are two past connections that Cooper Kupp has with the Buccaneers. One being Baker Mayfield. People forget Tampa. I mean, that's not Tampa. Baker played for the Rams for a little quick second and played fairly well. Now, Kupp was around, so they know each other a little bit. They got acquainted a little bit for his little quick stint there. So Baker is one, but the major pass connection is the Bucs OC Liam Cohen, who was formerly with the Rams. He was a receiver coach in 2018 and 2019. He was a QB coach in 2020, and then the OC in 2022. So you have two past connections there, both linked to Tampa Bay. Excuse me, both linked Cooper Kupp to Tampa Bay, and it's direct. Direct guys who had conversations with him, who played with him, who's around him, especially Liam Cohen for years. And I think that's the biggest key for me. Plus with the Godwin news, make the most sense for Cooper Kupp going with the Buccaneers. They're the Bucs, who are also in my team's division. I'm a Falcons fan myself, but they're they're a team that wants to be aggressive. They want to win, and obviously without Chris Godwin and Mike Evans already banged up, I don't really know how they're going to do that. McMillan didn't quite look ready to step up in the stardom, which he's a rookie, so I'm not worried about that. He's still going to be good long term in my opinion. Sterling Shepard, he's not where he used to be. Obviously, you got Palmer, you got Ian, who took some tough hits last night, but caught the ball well. But none of those guys are star players. You're gonna need some star power, especially as I said with Mike Evans maybe being out for a little quick second. We're not quite sure of that hamstring, but we'll definitely see. But on to some, excuse me, my voice going out on me. On to some alternative options, some alternative teams. As we all know, the number one team we all don't want him to go to, Kansas City Chiefs. If the Chiefs get Cooper Kupp, dog, I'm good. I'm gonna be pissed off. So the Chiefs, obviously, that's a great fit, but I just don't see him going there. I don't see the Chiefs giving up a second round pick for Cooper Kupp. In my personal opinion, I just don't see it. They're a team that drafts great. I don't think they're gonna risk the injury history, which I'm gonna get into later, of Cooper Kupp for a second round pick. So I'll say no to that one, but it's definitely possible. The Steelers make a lot of sense. They're in a roll right now. They're looking hot. Offense, defense. George Pickens, that OC, not OC. The offense needs help. Um, the quarterback Russell Fields need help. And Pickens can't do it by himself. Pat Frymouth can't do it by himself. Najee Harris can do it by himself. None need another wide receiver, and I think Cooper Kupp makes sense. I was a big Roman Wilson guy coming out of Michigan this past draft. Hasn't quite panned out yet. Van Jefferson's there, not the answer. Played okay last night, caught a touchdown. He's not the answer. Calvin Austin, not the answer. So I would love them to get Cooper Kupp, but I don't think that he goes there. I think Mike Williams might end up there, or even Hopkins. You have the Eagles. They're in the mix. You never know what they might do. So the Eagles are scary. The Chargers make sense. Him paired with Herbert, they don't have a number one option either. I would have really liked to see him and Ladd McConkey together. They're kind of not the same guy, but they kind of remind you of each other. I'm a real big Ladd McConkey fan, so him with Kupp, with Palmer, with the run game and Dobbins and those guys, makes sense. It does make sense there, but I don't think he goes there either. So I think that the Bucs really, to me, are the best opportunity for him. Like I said, it makes the most sense. Now on to me being a Debbie Downer and why I'm not really the biggest fan of him going anywhere for a second round pick. And like I said earlier, kind of alluded to it earlier, the injury history. Cooper Kupp has rarely been healthy for a long stretch of time. He's rarely giving you a full season's worth of work. He started off his career, I think, year 2, year 3, missing the whole season. He's been banged up every year before and after that since. Missed a couple games all the time. He missed games this year. So it's like, I'm not really, Kupp. Let me say this. Kupp is a fantastic guy, fantastic receiver. We've seen him at his peak, which was, 2021, 2020, something like that, when the Rams won the title. But overall, though, it's like he leaves a lot to be desired because he's not healthy. He doesn't stay healthy. And I know these guys are warriors. I played football. I know they get banged up. They play banged up. He plays through it. Sometimes he can't. I get it. I respect it. But if you're trying to think, okay, whatever team, not just the Bucs, I'm not a Bucs fan, but any team that trades for him, you're gonna get a guy who, and this happens to any player. Any given Sunday, anybody can get hurt. I get it, but you have some guys who are under the umbrella of injury prone, and he's one of those guys. Excuse me, my voice is going crazy on me. Excuse me, but he's one of those guys, and I just can't. Me personally, if my Falcons said, if they put out a joint like a fan vote, do you want Kupp, yes or no? I would put no a million times. No, 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 no. And it's not crazy because I did a whole video on my Falcons not going after Devontae Adams. And my fellow Falcons fans thought I was crazy. We don't need a receiver. But even if we did, some guys you just stay away from. Adams, he's too much of a diva. I'm cool on him. Kupp, great receiver, not a diva from what I know of. Put his head down and work. Cool, I love it. He's a monster just like Adams. But he's injury prone. I don't want that. I can't rely on you. I can't be like, okay, you're going to play 14 games, 13 games, you know what I'm saying? 15 games. You might play 8. And that's something or might miss the whole season. And that's something I'm fearful of with a guy like Kupp. It might be wrong, might be too negative, might be thinking the worst may happen. I wish nothing happened to none of these guys. I hope everyone stays healthy. But you got to be realistic. And as I said, certain guys fall under that injury bug / always banged up category. And Cooper Kupp is one of those guys. As great as he is. And I did a video on this after they won the Super Bowl. Everyone hype on Kupp the best receiver in the league, all that good stuff. I did a ranking receivers video going into that next year, whatever year it was. I caught a lot of flack for this. Now, not big time flack. My channel's small. I'm a regular person still, so just in my bubble on my channel, I caught a lot of flack for saying Cooper Kupp was not in my top 5 wide receivers. And I said in that video, simply because we don't know if he can stay healthy or not. He was healthy enough that year to stay afloat and win the Super Bowl and play amazing. Cool, great. But if we're going off year-to-year rankings, Kupp will never be high on my list, no matter how good he's playing, because I'm fearful of his health. And that's just me. Like I said, I don't know how people do their rankings. I do mine a little differently from people, you know. But when I did that video a couple years ago, I exactly said what I just said. You know, Tyreek Hill was like 1 or 2, Adams was 1 or 2 because those guys are mainly healthy. They don't really get banged up like that, like how Kupp can or Kupp does, and that's the fear I don't have with those guys. Now he'll get a little banged up, you know, here and there as well. He'll get banged up during the game, but Kupp misses a lot more time than those guys, and that's something you gotta, to me, you have to factor in when ranking these guys, in my personal opinion. But that's just me though. But overall, as I said, I'm really feeling him to the Bucs. Makes the most sense, but we have to see, you know, what the asking price is because the second round pick is a little high. He's great, I get it, but man, I just can't go. I just can't personally go with that high. I'll give you a conditional third. I'll give you a third and a sixth, but a second, it's a little rich for me personally, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. A bunch of teams are probably banging down the Rams' phone for him, so we'll see where he goes. He could. I really love him with LA Chargers. I really do. I just don't think it happens. But I'm really loving him with Pittsburgh or him with LA. But I think the Bucs end up getting him. But that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.